Hello, my name is Mark Hefner, and I'm a school principal but map coordinator for my school district. But I do a lot with data and trying to use data to uh, design instructional programming, from balancing classrooms to setting up groups of learning. And what I have before me, I want to show you a technique I use called color combing. And basically, it's a way to take an Excel spreadsheet that has multiple columns of data in it and to get a visual representation of the maybe the success or the weak areas for a child. Some people are really good at looking at numbers and just seeing numbers and it all comes together, but some people, many people really like to use colors. So what I have here is I have a spreadsheet that contains WIDA information, which is a language proficiency assessment that's many states use in the United States. I think about 30 states use this, and Michigan is starting to use this assessment program. I've kind of blocked out the kids' names so you don't see them, but we have multiple grade levels in this column over here. But I'm going to be dealing with these areas right here because these are the instructional areas of rating language proficiency, and more specifically, I'm really interested in this one right here, composite proficient level. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to color code these columns. I'm going to click on this first one right here, which is listening proficiency, and I go over to and I'm gonna use the sort, and I'm going to sort from the smallest to greatest. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to color code my lowest kids, let's say 1 or anything from 0 up to 2.5. Uh, and So we don't have, well, let's go up to 2.9, okay? And we'll just make a note there that we're going to go all of them up to 2.9, 0 to 2.9. And those ones are going to be my red kids. Those are kids that are really low, okay? And then I'm going to go 3.3 up to, let's go up to 3.0 up to 3.99. And let's make those kids yellow. And we made a note of that also. And slide down a little bit here. And then we're going to take the 4.3 and we're going to go on up to, I guess it should go all the way up to 6. And we can make them green. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take that scale and trying to divide it up into thirds. One thing that's happened in the state of Michigan is we've been given a new subgroup. It's called our lower third, and we always want to make sure our lower third grows in respects to the rest of the third. So I'm gonna go back into this and change this a little bit. We're going to keep it as it is because there's a rationale for that. So now we go to this column. We click that first one. That's the speaking proficiency, and let's sort that from smallest to greatest. And you'll notice over on the left-hand side, they restructure. So we're going to go from here up to 2.9. That's my reds. And then from 3 up to 3.9. Those are my yellows. And then my 4.2 and higher up to 6 is going to be green. We're going to actually eventually, on the very last column over, we're going to put another color in because the composite proficiency level has a greater meaning for me to decide whether or not to exit them, an exit protocol out of our Title III or English language learners. So come back here once again. I'm just going to show it one more time. I click this column, go over to sort, smallest to largest, and I'm going to use a scale from any score from 0 up to 2.9. What's interesting here is notice what we have. We have more reds in that area than the other first two columns. And then 3 to 3.9, 3 to 3.9 is yellows. In some ways you could say these would be my intense kids. These are my kids that need assistance, and the reading proficiency level. You know, it's interesting, that's the way the WIDA is designed. But doesn't it make sense that the reading would lag behind maybe the most? And then the 4.2 and higher, we're going up to 6. We're going to say that's green. I'm going to continue this now on up to this same process up to here, but then I'll come back and show you. I'm going to do these 3 right now, and then come back on the last one to show you a little bit more. Now you see that I've applied the same color combing technique to these 4 columns of data. Now I come to the one that's kind of a composite proficiency level, and I'm going to sort once again from the smallest to the largest, and I'm going to use the same scale, 0 to 2.9. Right about there are the reds, and the yellows are 3, 3.2 or 3.0 to about 3.9 are yellows. And down here, the 4.0 to 6, 5.9 in this case, I didn't get a 6 in that one, is green. Now, whoops, I lost it there, excuse me, I clicked off. I guess I probably need to explain that when I click on this, I'm clicking and I'm holding my right mouse down, or not my right, my left button, and I'm dragging down as I'm doing this. Actually, I'm doing this on a touchpad, but you can do it with a mouse also. And then I let up, I've highlighted those cells, then I do a right click, and this comes up, so then I can do the fill color. I'm going to drop green in there. Now, this last column is a combination, and I've been told by the state if the kids have a 5.0, they could be considered to be released from our Title III ESL ELL program. But I'm going to make this one purple. Our school colors are purple and gold. So these kids right here, there's some 4th graders and 3rd graders, a 10th grader, 9th grader. We're a small district. These kids, I could take that set and look at other pieces of data that are relative to language acquisition, reading, writing, maybe our state assessment scores or our NWEA scores. And so I'm going to drop them in. But what I have here, these other columns, they indicate that this particular child is strong in listening, but they're weak in these areas and strong in oral proficiency. So it gives us some guidance right away by visually looking at if we saw their names, and we know these kids are just really struggling all the way along. And they happen to be our kindergartners coming in, completely Spanish speaking. So I call this process color coding, and it's used I developed it because of the need to balance my classrooms for my teachers, because when I'm using the NWEA assessments and measuring growth, I always wanted to present a class that was a mixed group of kids relative to reading mainly is what I would use it. But we use other data points, and I use this color combing process. That way I can kind of go back and sort and then group however I want to. So no one ever showed me how to do this. It was just something that I came up on my own, and I've used it over the years. It may be helpful for you. Thank you.